What's going on, everyone? Anthony here at HE Toys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are reviewing the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Target exclusive Mighty Morphin Ninja Pink Ranger. If you guys remember from my last video, I just reviewed the White Ranger from the Target, or the Target exclusive Ninja White Ranger, which came in from Target. And today, Pink finally came in. I don't know what took this one so long. I know stores have been having cases of these, pretty much peg warming the shelf. Luckily, mine came in. It has some pretty decent paint apps from what I could see. But as you can see, it is your standard typical Power Rangers Lightning Collection box. You have the window display of the figure right here. Half of the box art right here on the side. Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo at the bottom. Mighty Morphin Ninja Pink Ranger nameplate at the very bottom. The artwork wraps around the rest of the side right here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo at the top. Artwork on the other side. 3D rendering of the figure at the back. You have just Pink at the top. Legalese at the bottom. Here is the barcode. If anybody wants to scan that at their local Target, they can. There you go. But enough of this. What do you say we crack her open and see how cool she actually is? And here we have the figure out of packaging. And yeah, just like the white one, this is an amazing looking figure. But before we get too far into her, let's take a quick look at her accessories because she comes with just as many as the White Ranger did. So obviously she comes with two sets of hands. She would come with the two closed fisted hands on her out of packaging. But I went ahead and took those off and put on her like karate chopping hand and then like kind of her posing hand right there. I was just messing around with her a little bit before I started this review. And then obviously she comes with her fully masked up version that is from the TV show version. I don't know if it's to overwrite the copyright rule that or infringement that Disney has with Fox and the movie, that they can't fully use the term Ninjetti Rangers. But it's neither here nor there. As you can see, it is a good looking head sculpt. I did end up liking these a lot more than I thought I would, mainly due to the fact that their back bandana has a little articulation. It does move side to side, so you kind of can give it that like wind blowing effect, which looks really cool. I ended up liking this a lot more than the movie version that I thought I was going to. And then it comes with like the little small scarfed version when you put the fully helmeted head on, or not fully masked up. And then she comes with her cloak down version, which you just put on right there, and then you can put on the just want to get this on real quick. It's not going in. There we go. And then you have the movie version, or their like semi morphed up version that they have on for like a split second during their morphing sequence. So I think that's how they were able to get away with putting in this head sculpt for the packaging, which is great. I mean, either way, they may not be called Ninjetti Rangers, but when you have this version of the masked up face sculpt on, is basically the Ninja Ranger or Ninjetti Rangers from the movie itself. So that looks really cool. Then all you gotta do is pop that off. And if you want her fully unmasked, she does come with a unmasked Kimberly head sculpt, which in my opinion is a really good looking head sculpt. It doesn't look like Amy Jo very much at all. If anything, it actually kind of looks like Loretta from the Power Rangers team. She is one of the sculptors on the team. So I mean, I don't know if she sculpted this one in particular, but in my opinion, it does look more like Loretta than it does Amy Jo, which is fine. It's a good looking head sculpt. It just doesn't look like Amy Jo in my opinion. Much better than the first one we got, which technically is the only one we got from the Pink Ranger release a long time ago. But yeah, that is her right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this one off for articulation purposes. Hopefully this doesn't break. Just like the White Ranger, this figure does seem to suffer a lot from QC issues. From what I've seen online, mine has a little bit of that. It's not coming off very well on camera. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the shade of pink between her upper torso, her thigh, is like a much darker shade of pink, as to where her legs are a bit off pink. It's not quite the same color. It's a little bit different. I don't know if that's how it is on all figures, but that is something to be wary of. Uh, the paint application on her crane crest is done very nicely. The outlines of the gold right here are done very nicely. I've seen some that have been very, very choppy. It'd be like completely off, where like the lines would be like on the pink instead of the actual sculpting. Uh, Back is done very nicely as well. As you can see, the sculpting details of like the Ninjetti suit is done very nicely, just like the White Ranger. She does have pinless elbows and pinless knees. For some reason, this pinless elbow on this figure just doesn't look that great. There's like a weird gap going on right here. Um, Might have been with the White Ranger. It just looks funny. It doesn't look great. I don't know if it's, may not even have to do anything with pinless. It might just be a double elbow on like this skinny of an arm. But there is this weird gap that I am not a huge fan of. But other than that, that's kind of nitpicking. It's this weird like little circle peg hole cover thing. I assume that's what's covering up like the joint for her ab crunch. I mean, I don't know. It's not on the White Ranger. I don't know if it's just something they had to do for the female version. I guess we'll find out once the Yellow Ranger comes out, whenever that comes out. But yeah, other than that, the same sculpting details throughout, very nicely done. Great looking figure, in my opinion. Highly recommend it if you can find it. It is a Target exclusive. But let's go ahead and jump into articulation. She is on a female buck with double elbows and double knees. But she does have the same head articulation as the White Ranger. Will do full 360. Lots of side to side. Doesn't look up very well because of this new style dumbbell joint that they're using. I'm not a huge fan of it. Oops, pick that up real quick. Anyways, so as you can see here, it is basically, it's similar to the Turtles, where the base of the neck has a little articulation as well as the dumbbell peg. So, but for whatever reason, or I don't know why they decide to go with this version, it doesn't look up very well. You gotta like basically kind of pull it off the peg a little bit to even look decently up. It looks a good amount down. I'll give them that. It looks down very well. Just doesn't look up. Just like the Turtles had the issues. She has ball jointed shoulders that'll go out about that far. We'll do full 360. Has butterfly joints. Not, they're not great, but they do move a little forward, a little backwards. Not as well as the male buck. She does have upper bicep swivel, pinless double jointed elbows. She does have wrist rotation. Will hinge in about that far. Back a good amount. Let's see here. She also has a ab waist rotation, just like the White Ranger. She does also have an ab crunch, which you can see right there. But because of this right here, this little outer piece, it does hinder it quite a bit. So that's about as far as she's going to go. She gets a decent amount back. Still not as great. Her legs will go about this far, but just like the White Ranger, they are a pull down. So you can pull them down like that, or drop down hips is what they call them. And then she can get the full range of motion. Not full like you would want it to, but a very decent amount, so you get that nice kicking action. And speaking of kicking action, I did forget the one piece of Lightning Collection accessories. It's just like Tommy, you just kind of like port it into the foot right there, and then you get like a nice little kicking whoosh effect look. That, I mean, it's all right. Once again, these aren't my favorite things in the world. I could do without them, especially if it drops the prices of these figures, but what can you do? But back to articulation, she has the upper thigh swivel, full 360, double jointed pinless knees, gets a good range of motion. She has the boot cuff swivel, and then your Hasbro ankle rockers will look down, forward, side to side, peg holes at the bottom. So yes, just as highly articulated as her male counterpart, which seems to be the way has, or at least the Power Ranger teams is going with the female figures, which I'm really glad for. A lot of these female figures really needed at least a double jointed elbows. They didn't need to be pinless. It's nice that they're pinless, but like somebody who like messes around with the bow needed that extra range of motion to like really get her hands like into the pose that you needed, which you really couldn't do before. But yeah, that is it for the details and articulation of this figure. It is a great figure. So let's just go ahead and jump into some comparisons real quick. So here she is next to the Target exclusive white Ninjetti Ranger that I reviewed in my last video. So as you can see here, they go very nicely together. Kind of ironic that we got a Tommy and Kimberly first. I don't know when Adam and Billy are going to finally be released. Actually, just these Target exclusives are just weird in general. We haven't even gotten the Century Ranger yet, which went up for pre-orders months before these. It's actually been over a year now since we've had the Red Century Ranger on pre-order. They released overseas first sometime last year. Canada got them earlier this year. We figured once Canada got them, we were going to start seeing these or see them trickle into stores here in the US. We haven't gotten that yet. I don't know what's going on with Target exclusives. Um, they're just not showing up. But it is nice that we got these ahead of the other two, I guess. I don't know, better two than none. But yeah, if you guys can get your hands on these, I highly recommend them. I also want to apologize again if you're noticing a lot of jump cuts. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now. It just keeps shutting on and off. I think it's overheating. It's getting pretty hot here in Texas. Um, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm not going to go into too much more comparisons, anyways. Based on my analytics, a lot of you guys don't watch this far into the video anyways, but for the guys that do, I really appreciate you. I love all the support you guys have given me over the past year of doing reviews on this channel. I may not be getting the views I used to get on this channel. I'll be lucky if a video gets anywhere near 1,000 views, but once again, I truly appreciate everybody coming and watching and liking. It really helps the channel out. And until next time, guys, later.